it was a really, really good learning experience for me because I had always heard of A&R and I always thought it was very interesting. But for me to actually get a stab at it and take a crack at it was a lot of fun. And then I did it again in 2013 with Garnett March, who comes from the world of radio promotion at Interscope Records, and he brought me on to do some A&Ring for his label, The Chemist, as well. So, it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, and you just, because of all the things that you've already done, I suppose that was like the next step almost for you to be able to start touting artists and finding them as well, because obviously you know what you're looking for.
Right, exactly, yes.
Wow. Now, I have to say this, as well as being a prolific singer and songwriter, you are one of the most high-profile and successful female vocal producers in the industry. Would you say that more women especially should feel encouraged to be able to get into the industry as a producer as well as an artist?
Absolutely. I feel like, and I can say this because I'm saying this from experience, as women, this is such a male-dominated industry, and we have to fight so much harder for the same opportunities that our male counterparts get to, that they have. As a woman, I want any woman that's listening to know that you can do it too. You can get in there, you can produce, you can sit there with the engineer, you can mix records, you can get in there, you can do all the backgrounds, all the vocal arrangements. You can go up to the label presidents and say, hey, I found this artist that I think is incredible. I think you should take a shot on, because I've done all of it and I've been successful at it. I'll take you back to a few years ago when I was managed by Rock Nation and awesome management company. And I discovered this new young budding writer by the name of James Fauntleroy. And I'm sure a lot of your listeners will know who he is. Mm-hmm. Now he is a #1, incredibly sought after songwriter as well. But when I met him, he was engineering for me for a Tyrese session that I was doing. And, we got to talking. He said, yeah, I'm a singer and I'm a songwriter. And, I just need somebody to listen to my stuff and I just need the right breaks. And I said, oh, well, let me hear what you got. I mean, if I think it's good, I'll take you to my attorney. I'll take you to my management. Well, I listened to his stuff and he had got passed over by everybody. And I thought he was really incredible. Wow. I thought he was really good. I took him to my managers at Rock Nation. Needless to say, they agreed with me. They signed him. And now I don't know how many #1 records later, he's like the hottest thing in the world of songwriting. So I just say all of that to say, ladies, trust your ear, trust your gut. We are just as smart. We are just as wise as our male counterparts. And I believe that we can do it all. And I can say that because I've done it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, you definitely have done it and you continue to do it.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that is fantastic. I'm so glad you said that because I really know that the listeners out there are just really excited to hear about the story behind you being the magic behind the music, as I have said today. And there is so much that you do and continue to do and have been doing. And I mean, can you give some more tips? Because I know they want to hear advice. And is there any words of wisdom that you can give to aspiring singers and songwriters and producers? Because, as they say, the music industry is a very hard industry to be successful in.
Yes, it is very hard. And unfortunately, I see a lot of people give up because it is very, very hard. But, if it was easy, then everybody would do it and everybody would have #1 records. But I feel like the payoff when you get to see your dreams come true and you get to see those things happening that you dreamed about when you were a kid, it makes it so very worth it. And when I say, and you hear people say the music industry is a hard industry to break into, it sounds so cliche. But I'm going to tell you that it's not cliche. It is real life. When I first got started and I moved to New York City, I was 19 years old. I had nowhere to stay. I had some cousins that lived in Queens and they allowed me to come and sleep on their sofa, and I slept on their sofa, and sometimes I would sleep in the studios and I would, I didn't have any money. I was a struggling songwriter, struggling artist. All I had was money to get on the train. I lived 2 hours away from Manhattan where the studio was. So I would intern during the day, go to the studio and record demos at night. And after midnight, the trains were only running like once in every hour.
Oh, wow.
It was 2 trains and a bus to get back to where I was staying. So sometimes I would only have time enough to run in the house, take a shower, get a bowl of cereal, get back on the train for another 2.5 hour ride back to Manhattan just to do it all over again. I went through many, many days and nights where I didn't sleep for like days. I didn't eat for days. And, I just say that when we say it's hard, it's real. It's real. And you got to have the kind of wherewithal and the kind of long suffering is what I would say to keep running that race, because it is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not a marathon. It's a journey. And you're just running and you're trying to reach, your goals and where you're trying to reach. But know that it is not going to be easy. But if you stick with it, you will see all of your dreams and all of your hard work and all of your effort come true. And you just continue. I know for me, my faith in God and my faith in what he has given me and the mission that he's put me on here on this earth is what kept me going every day.
Wow.
We know that we are empowered by something. And I knew that I was empowered by God to be able to continue to stay up night after night, and not eating for days and being on the train by myself 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But I knew that my faith would not lead me this far to not keep me going. Wow. And so just say, when I say it's hard, it is hard. You're going to get 100 doors slammed in your face before you get one door open. You're going to have 10 songs and 9 of those songs are going to get shot down. But that one song that makes it through could be the song that goes number 1 for 9 weeks. So you just got to keep on pushing, and you got to have a strong skin and a strong heart to make it in this industry.
Wow, that is so powerful. Wow. People out there, I hope you are hearing this. We have a very special guest on the show today, Makeba Riddick. She is prolific singer, songwriter, has worked with major, artists around the world. And I know you've just sent a shiver down my spine saying that, because that is a testimony. And I know the listeners out there are thinking, wow, she did it and you believed.
True testimony. I could go on for hours and hours telling you how I have nearly escaped so many things that could have been to my detriment. But when you have a dream in your heart and you have a goal and you have your eyes set on that and you don't see anything else, it has no choice but to come to fruition.
Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. I mean, after everything you have said, were there times that you thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this? Did you ever imagine that you would be where you are today after everything that you went through at that time?
I never imagined that I would be here. No, I cannot say that I did. I cannot say that I imagined that I would have 10 number 1 records under my belt, that I would have worked with multiple Grammy nominated artists and multi-platinum artists and be Grammy nominated myself. I wanted to be successful. Yes, I did. And I knew that one day all of my hard work would pay off, but I didn't know it would be to this level. No, it's no way that anybody could predict that.
Yeah, wow. I mean, maybe, you just, because people can say they never know what's going to happen in life, and wow, you really never know.
No, You never know. I mean, I can think back to when I was in high school and I had a voice teacher, and she wasn't so happy all the time, but she would ask me, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And what do you want to do when you get out of school? And I said, well, I want to be a songwriter and maybe I'll be a singer. And she said, do you know how many girls in Baltimore City want to do that? Now think about how many girls on the East Coast want to do that. Now think about all the girls in the country want to do that. And this is what you think you're going to do. You better have a plan B. Wow. And that always stuck with me, because what I have achieved because I believed, not because of what anybody else told me that I could or could not do, but because I believed that I could do it. So.
Wow. Because again, I was just about to ask you, you said that those were words that your teacher gave you, but she sounded like she was almost trying to put you off it. Can you share any words of advice or wisdom that were positive, that have stayed with you and helped you throughout your career?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can remember my manager at the time, back when I first started with Rihanna, Jay Brown, he would always tell me, you got something special and you have to put in the work. And as long as you put in the work, it will come to fruition. But you've got something really special. My good friend Curtis Richardson, who's also a songwriter, he sat me down. I can remember it just like it was yesterday, on 23rd and Chelsea in New York City. And he said, you have a gift. And I know songwriting is your hobby, but this is a gift and you could inspire people around the world. You need to take this seriously. I know you're running around trying to do background vocals for this artist and that artist, but your songs are really something special and you should take it seriously. When I was a little kid, my father named me after Miriam Makeba, who was from South Africa, and she was a worldwide singer and she fought for civil rights. And that just meant so much to me when I realized that I was named after such a legendary woman who was also a musician. And no one could have ever predicted that when I was born. My father just loved her name and he loved what she stood for. And of course, the Click song was a worldwide hit around the world. And he said, I'm gonna name my little girl Makeba, and I know she's gonna do great things one day.
Wow. Oh wow. That's a lovely story. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Well, he was right, because you have been, and we know you will continue to be doing fantastic things. I mean, oh wow. I know that as well. Drum roll. This is a drum roll, everybody.
Okay.
Makeba, you are releasing your own music now.
Yes.
Your debut single is going to be called Bring Me a King, and it's the lead single from your new dance EP titled Make a Wish. Now, can I ask you, is it because you are, and obviously have been, just so busy with all these major artists and for such a long time that you couldn't release your music before? And can you tell us, how does it feel to finally be able to release and share your own music with the world?
Well, I'll tell you like this, and I have to be honest. I want to be honest with the listeners. It took a long time for me to build up the courage to release my own music. For years and years and years, I sing backgrounds, and I've done features, and I've been featured on David Guetta's album, and we were nominated for 5 Grammys. But even still, with all of that, it took time for me to build up the courage to say, you know what? Everybody asked me, when are you going to release your own music? When are you going to put something out? And finally, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put out some music. And I don't even care what happens. I'm just going to put it out there for the world to hear. And this is, at least I can say, you know what? I've done my part. I'm going to put it out there. And so it wasn't even so much that I was so busy, but it's just everything is timing. And the timing right now is right to release my own music. And so far we've gotten some really, really incredible feedback on the single. So.
Wow. And everybody, just to let you know, that is going to be released at the end of July. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. July 19th.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, people, be ready to go out there and buy the new album from Makeba Riddick, because it's going to be crazy good. So we're just letting you know that that's coming. Now, can you tell us, I know you might not be able to tell us everything, but will there be any sort of well-known artist collaborations on this new music project, or are you going to keep it secret for now?
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. This is my first project, and it's a buzz project, and there's lots and lots more to come. So on this first EP, no, it's just going to be me, just so that people can get to know Makeba and the Makeba sound. But we've got some surprises coming down the pipeline.
Woo, you heard it here, people. And we are going to play that track, your lead single track. So that is going to be fantastic for people to hear, so they can get to know what Makeba Riddick is doing. Yes, you're going to hear that. It's going to be great for everyone to know about it. Bring Me a King. Listen out for that track.
Yes.
You're tuned in to the Ask Avani Show, and this is another exclusive track preview from Makeba Riddick's new EDM dance EP, Makeba. Heads roll.